My name is Gary Blatto-Vallee. Today my presentation is about ancient number systems. How did they used to count? How do they, well, not really count, but how do they represent number to them? Now we have numeral systems. We can write number, digits, but what did they do in the past? That's what my presentation's about. The first system, quote unquote, that cavemen or ancient tribes used to use, were counting things in their environment. They needed to know how to notate this, how to put this down to remember the amounts. And that's what we'll discuss now. As you can see, we have two large objects here with markings on them. These are rocks, and sometimes they would have used bones, or where they lived in their cave dwellings or in their houses, they would make markings on the wall. These markings were used to count how many people were left in my tribe, how many people were in the enemy or the warring tribe who were coming against us, how many animals do we have. So they would keep record of this and keep count, as you can see here, with these markings. Now, this could be, remember, this could be your first homework assignment, right? You'd have to write things on the rock and then give them back to the teacher. Forget that. That'd be awful. They didn't have paper back then. I think they may have used papyrus later on. They would make that from leaves, grind the leaves up, and make a paper. But that papyrus was not common. And at the caveman time, there weren't any things like paper. So they would have to use sticks, or if a person were to die or an animal were to die, they would get the bones from that person or animal and make markings on the bones. Now, a tally system. What that basically means is counting how many things you see. Now, this is a simple system. This isn't about you don't add things or subtract things. Like I said earlier, how many people are in the tribe who's coming against us? Maybe they have 40, we have 20. Then they may beat us in a fight. Or if we have a herd of sheep, we want to count to make sure we keep our sheep, make sure no one else steals them, or we don't want other animals to come and eat our animals. So we count to see how many we have. And also remember, back then there were no calendars and there were no clocks. There were sundials later on, but I think at this time they didn't even have that. So what they used was the full moon. How many times the full moon appeared? It would come every 28 days, that we know now. They would count how many full moons until the animals came back, or how many full moons until the high tide came in, so they wouldn't go where the high tide would come, and it's dangerous, they would drown. Or if a person was traveling, looking for more resources, for animals or water, how many moons have I been gone? Now, the first calendars were created based on the full moon cycle. There were 13 months, 28 days apiece, all based upon the full moon schedule. Now, these are current examples and some older examples of tally systems. We still use these today. We count groups of 5, as you can see here, on paper, maybe on our computer. And then we see here we have the stick. It looks like a wooden stick here. They would count how many objects over and over again. They used what they had back then. They didn't have paper or pencils. Now, the tally system was developed a long time ago, but we still use it now. We use it in baseball, counting strikes, counting balls, counting outs. In statistics, when we develop frequency charts, we count how many things happened within a certain group or within a certain condition. Oh, and of course, kids, you have to share your candy evenly. If we all have 5, maybe I have 6, I get more candy. So we still use tally systems today. Okay, hope you enjoyed my presentation. It's over now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.